If you are making these retirement money mistakes, you could run out of savings sooner than you think. And the surprising part is this. Most retirees don't lose money because of bad investments. You quietly make these mistakes each day and think nothing of it. How do I know this? Because John and Linda made these mistakes as well until they learned. So get your pen and paper ready. When we think about planning financially for retirement, we usually focus on the big categories: housing, food, travel, healthcare. Those are the things that financial planners talk about. There is another cost that very few people plan for, the cost of filling thousands of empty hours. And that's where spending can quietly begin to appear. Don't just take my word for it. A study from JP Morgan found out that many households experience a spending surge after retirement. I'll explain why later. It's not always a single big purchase. John and Linda will share their experience on this in a few minutes. Because when people suddenly have more free time than they've ever had before, they start spending simply to fill that time. And most people never see it happening until it's too late. There are 5 ways this tends to happen, and the 5th mistake is the one that surprises almost everyone. Number 1. Boredom spending. Don't let the simple name fool you. This is backed by very credible research that shows 27% of retirees say their expenses are higher than they expected in retirement, and 31% of retirees say their spending is higher than they can afford. Why does this happen? When the days are long, small purchases start to appear. Coffee while you're out, lunch instead of eating at home, online shopping, little conveniences that make the day easier. None of them feel like big expenses. Individually, they feel harmless. But when those purchases happen 3 or 4 times a week, they quietly add up. Many retirees are surprised to discover they are spending more money than they did while they were working. Not because life suddenly became more expensive, but because now they have more time to spend. How did the retirement calculator miss this? It didn't factor in having thousands of additional hours each year to fill, and the cost to fill them. Number 2, the I deserve it trap. After decades of work, many people feel they should finally enjoy things, and honestly they should, but that mindset can slowly turn into constant spending, dining out more often, starting new hobbies, shopping, subscriptions, travel. None of these things are wrong, but sometimes they happen not because they're necessary, but simply because there is time to fill. Number 3, shopping becomes entertainment. Something very common happens in retirement. Shopping becomes an activity, not walking the dog, not spending time with friends, not gardening, shopping, not necessarily because something is needed, but because it fills an afternoon. Browsing stores, scrolling through online deals. It feels harmless in the moment. You see something small and you think, why not? But over time, shopping as entertainment can slowly destroy financial security. Be honest with yourself for a moment. How often are you shopping just to fill time? Number 4, the cost of being available. Another hidden cost of retirement time is simply being available. When people know you are home more often, they sometimes begin asking for help. Many retirees are generous people and they want to help, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. But sometimes the desire to help can slowly become financial pressure. John and Linda experienced this in retirement. They quietly felt the pressure to step in and help. In their case, they helped once, then twice, and then they had to reevaluate because it was becoming a pattern. So they finally said no. It's not easy, but you owe it to yourself to ensure you don't outlive your savings. And number 5, the new car reward. There's another place where retirees sometimes hurt their savings without fully realizing it: buying a new vehicle. After decades of working, many people finally feel like they can reward themselves. Maybe it's the sports car they always dreamed about. Maybe it's a big SUV to pull the boat. Maybe it's finally getting that convertible they imagined driving on a warm summer day. And honestly, those dreams are understandable. People work their whole lives. It's natural to want to enjoy some of the things you put off for years. According to the Kelley Blue Book, the average new car price surpassed $50,000 for the first time in 2025. Cars have never been more expensive. No one plans to buy something and watch it lose half its value. That loss doesn't feel real when you're driving it every day, but financially it's still happening. John and Linda went and got a new car, a mid-size SUV. Not luxury, just a nice car. And from day one there were problems, warranty recalls, sensors stopped working. It really ruined the whole experience. Luckily, they were able to sell that car with minimal loss to their savings. That is not always the case. In retirement, large purchases like that can remove a significant amount of money from savings that may have been intended to cover living expenses for decades. That doesn't mean people should never enjoy something special, but it's important to remember that retirement is often a 30-year financial plan, and a few large purchases early on can quietly change the math for the years ahead. Sometimes the most expensive things in retirement are the ones that feel like a reward, the real risk. And this leads to the most important point of all. The real risk in retirement is not one big mistake, it's hundreds of small ones. Learning how to manage your time may be just as important as managing your money. These are the retirement money mistakes no one warns you about. Not bad investments, not market crashes. Just hundreds of small spending decisions quietly filling thousands of empty hours. And they are the ones that quietly cause people to outlive their savings. Before we finish, remember this. Retirement usually isn't ruined by one big financial mistake. It's the small spending habits that quietly grow over time. A coffee here, an online order there, a purchase that feels small in the moment. But over the years, those little decisions can slowly drain the savings you worked decades to build. The good news is that once you're aware of it, you can take control. Managing your time in retirement can be just as important as managing your money. If this video helped you think differently about retirement spending, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Every week we share simple, practical ideas to help you protect your savings, avoid common retirement mistakes, and make your money last as long as you do. And if you found this helpful, let us know in the comments. What is one habit you think could quietly cost retirees the most money? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.